Okay, so we are now live. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Greg just saying, hey, friends, what's up? Thanks for joining, Ben. Hi, thank you for joining. So today we're going to have some fun reading sprints. As you can see, there's a lot of people here, so I'll just go ahead and let everybody introduce themselves, their channels, and then what they'll be reading today.
Do I start?
Go ahead.
I'm Lyra. My channel's Lyra Bat. I read a mix of fantasy, horror, thriller, and like a little bit of sci-fi. And today I'm going to be reading either Rosemary and Rue by Shauna McGuire or what's the other one? A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. I'll probably be flipping between the two.
Okay, awesome. I'm Gregory. I will be reading this, The Burning Light by Brent Weeks, Book 5 in Lightbringer. I'm just going to try to get through a lot of this today. I mostly read fantasy and fact books, as Abby says. So, yes.
And your last name is Laperche, right?
Yes.
He also
I'm
goes
gonna say
by
it right
Benedict.
now after your last video.
Yes.
Is it Laperche? Is that right? Do you pronounce
Laperche,
it
usually. Yeah.
Cool.
And Benedict sometimes, yes. Kate is correct.
He has many aliases.
Yeah. I don't even know my names. So.
I'm Kate from the Literary Apothecary, and tonight I'll be reading The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. This is a buddy read on my Discord, so trying to get through some of this before a live show with Vish at the end of the month.
Nice.
And I read just about everything.
My name is Joanna. It's a silent H, and I'm going to be reading Golden Sun in preparation for our live show next weekend with Alan's channel at the Library of Alexandria. And I mostly read fantasy, though I do read some sci-fi, and yeah, that's about it.
Nice. So what day are both of the live shows for The Starless Sea and for Golden Sun?
To be determined for Starless Sea. We haven't decided on it. It'll probably be like the beginning of April.
Okay.
One of those first couple days. We haven't decided yet.
The Golden Sun live show, I think, is going to be on Sunday, and it's also going to be with Vish from Books with V, so probably a different time than the Starless Sea one, and Charmaine and Alan, of course. Yeah.
Awesome. I'll be sure to check it out. I will be starting The Killing Moon by N.K. Jemisin. I'm really excited to finally get to something by her. But I might also switch between this and The Starless Sea because I am reading it. I just haven't been able to push through it. I'm really liking it, but the writing style is so lyrical that it takes me longer to read it. But so far, I'm enjoying it.
It's a long read. I like to compare it to like a expensive glass of wine that you have to take a long time to enjoy.
Yeah. It does feel that way. I was thinking it was going to be more like Brandon Sanderson type of writing style, but it's definitely not. I can't just like flip through pages and read. I have to take my time with it.
I really want to read that book. I picked up the audiobook from my library last year, and it just wasn't working for me because it is so dreamy and lyrical and I don't know. It's too abstract. So I thought, no, I need the physical book at some point, but I do want to return to it at some point.
Have you all ever listened to an audiobook and read the physical book at the same time? I know some people do that.
I do that sometimes, yeah. What did I do that for recently? Oh, I did that for actually all the Abercrombie books for the whole First Law trilogy because the narrator is so good for that trilogy. He's amazing. It's so good that I had to use the narration. And I zone out when I'm listening to fantasy audiobooks if I don't have the physical copy with me. So then I do use that sometimes.
That's exactly what happens to me. I can't listen to fantasy audiobooks because I zone out and then I feel like I missed a bunch of stuff and I have to rewind and then it happens again and it just keeps happening.
Yeah.
I'm just going to pop up some comments really quickly. So Ben says that he also goes by Benedict sometimes. Hi, Simple Hair, Hectic. Thanks for joining us. Oh, we lost Joanna.
We lost her.
Hopefully she'll pop up soon. Oh, here we go.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I tried to like press login and it screwed everything up for some reason.
No worries. So what are you eating, Greg?
French fries in honor of my Discord, who all loves French fries. So I thought it was like in the spirit of my first live show. Eating French fries.
French fries are the best.
Yep.
I'm not a big French fry fan, but I'm a weirdo.
Well, we can still be friends. It's okay.
Oh, okay. That's good.
I love to dip them in ranch and ketchup, like just mix it together.
Hmm.
You're not a mustard person.
I do like sweet potato fries sometimes.
Yes.
That counts.
They're good.
With
Those
blue
are yummy.
cheese. I like to drizzle blue cheese dressing on them.
Sounds like
I
a
need
good
to try that. Have you ever had carne asada fries? Like they put cheese and meat and guacamole and like salsa, and they're so good.
Sounds delicious.
Yes.
I had
I've not had
in a row.
It's like nachos, but with French fries instead of chips.
Yep, and it's so good.
Did you grow up with a lot of Mexican food, Alicia?
I did. So I'm actually Mexican, and I just grew up eating Mexican food at home because that's the food that my mom would make. But I haven't had it recently. It's funny because so my fiance Ben is Chinese and I'm Mexican, but I make the Chinese food at home and he makes the Mexican food at home.
How funny. Oh.
Yeah.
So did you grow up in Mexico or did you? Oh, okay. And then,
Oh,
Go
sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I grew up in Mexico up until about I was 7 or 8 years old, and then so I was born here, but my mom missed my family, and she didn't want to raise me alone because she was a single parent here. So we ended up moving to Mexico when I was like a year old, and then I grew up there till I was like 7 or 8. So I grew up speaking Spanish, and then coming back here was a challenge because I didn't know the language. We didn't have our family here. Everybody was in Mexico. But yeah, it was an experience.
Yeah. Where in Mexico? Sorry. I'm just so curious.
No worries. It's called Jojutla. It's in the state of Morelos, which is central Mexico.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. It's beautiful. If you ever want to go there during the summer, they have these like pools of natural water that like come up from the earth and people go swimming, and they're nice and cold during the summer. It's perfect to go there because you like get to swim and the water's clear and cold and beautiful. I recommend it.
Oh, that sounds so lovely. I have family in Mexico, so that's why I was asking.
Oh, what part?
Yeah, in Chihuahua. My dad was born in El Paso, Texas, but his family lived in Mexico. San Buenaventura, this like little tiny town. My grandfather was mayor, so he grew up in Mexico, and then he moved to the U.S. for college, not knowing a word of English. And they met my mom in college, and she also is Mexican American. She grew up in New Mexico, but yeah, my whole family's very fluent in Spanish except me. It's pretty sad, but
Hey, you can understand it though, right?
I watched your videos in Spanish and I get excited because I do understand a word here and there, but I'm really bad at languages. Like, I'm just bad at it. My parents speak it all the time in front of me, and I've grown up with it around me. But I don't know. I'm just really bad at languages.
Hey, it's my first language and I struggle with it. So
You speak beautifully, though. Yeah.
thank you. I'm just going to pop up some comments really quickly. So Savannah says hi, but she has a violin rehearsal.
Hey,
Oh,
Savannah.
nice. I love the violin.
She's really, she plays it really well.
Oh, I should check out her channel.
What is everyone else reading tonight? Midnight Rise. Finally, I've been dying to start it. I don't think I've heard of Midnight Rise.
No, it's Stephen Erickson. Yes. Oh, how exciting. I'm so jealous. I ordered the book. It's Stephen Erickson's Malazan Book of the Fallen, book 5. And they are huge books. And I ordered the book and I started the audiobook, and the audiobook is, again, fantasy. It's not working for me, especially in Malazan. There are just so many weird names and stuff. Oh, I'm so jealous though. I want to get to it so badly. That's exciting. I'm excited for you.
I just had to finish The Faithful and the Fallen first. How did you like it? Let us know. I know that was the buddy read this month, right, for Shelf Space? No. Yes.
No, Fate of the Fallen. It's slightly different. It's not Gwyn. Wait. That's right.
Fate of the Fallen by Kel Cade.
Yeah.
That's
I was
right.
confused on this like a few days ago.
Yeah.
They're very
But
similar. I
They're
think
they have the same name, but not.
Fate of the Fallen was the Shelf Space read, and Faithful and the Fallen was the John Gwynn series, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I remember right.
Yeah, that's right. Fate of the Fallen is the name of a book, and that's
Yeah.
what they're reading in Shelf Space. Faithful and the Fallen is a series by John Gwynn.
Got it. I am really excited about his new book that's coming out. The book cover looks fantastic and the plot sounds amazing, but I haven't read anything by him. So
Yeah, me neither. I don't know if I should wait and read Malice and the Faithful and the Fallen before starting that one, or I don't know.
I've heard it takes place in the same like world as
okay.
the Malice books, but like I think like a different time and different characters, but in like that same kind of world. So you don't have to read one before the other. Is
Okay, that makes sense.
the impression I got from Abby, who is like the John Gwynn expert.
Yeah.
nice. So you're going to read Malice after Senlin Ascends?
Yes. I've got like 4 different books going right now. So
Ooh.
Senlin Ascends I'm reading for Alan's birthday. I told him I would read one of his favorite books, and he said to start with the Tower of Babel series. So once I finish Senlin Ascends, I'll move on to Malice.
I love this idea. I know Elliot Brooks talks about that, reading a book for people's birthday month.
Yeah.
That's so sweet. What are your birthday months, by the way? When are your birthdays?
Mine is April.
April the what?
29th.
29th? Okay, wow. That's coming up. Okay.
Yeah.
What book would you recommend for us to read for your birthday month?
Yeah.
That's a hard question because I hate choosing favorites. But one that I tell people a lot is this book called The Little Paris Bookshop. I think it's by Nina George, and I choose that book because that is essentially where I got the idea for my channel and my online bookstore, because there's like this character that has this bookshop on the river in Paris, and his like life goal is to find the perfect book for every one of his characters. And I was like, Monsieur Perdue is me.
That sounds perfect for you.
Yeah.
Sounds like your
That's
kind
awesome.
of book.
I agree. We're going to have to look it up and read it for your birthday month.
It's an easy read. It's a cute book.
What about you 3? When is your birthday month?
September
Okay.
The what?
25th.
Cool.
I remember
And
that.
Lionel, when's your birthday?
Mine is December 7th.
December 7th. Cool. Mine is August 23rd.
You have the same birthday as Ben.
Oh, no way. Alan Bush, Books with V. Books with V and I have the same birthday too.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Small world.
Yeah.
Mine's in October, October 12th.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. It was
Hi,
fantastic.
Angela.
So it was a fantastic series. Faithful in the Fallen is a win series. I loved it, and I ended up finishing it at like 3 a.m.
That's a late night.
Yeah.
That's a good endorsement.
Yeah, Heaven must be. I can't stay up for anything, so.
Hi,
Hey.
Rima. Thanks for joining.
Hey, Angela.
Hi. No, it's not. Oh, it's the 22nd. I always do this. I am so sorry.
Oh,
You
got-
called out.
but it's
This happens every once in a blue moon because when we first met, we would joke around about when his birthday was. And I always remember the wrong date. And I always say it's the 23rd or the 24th, but it's the 22nd.
oh. You know, Joshana and Ola, the Reading Witch, both have their birthdays on August 22nd. It's also the birthday of Claude Debussy. I always wished my birthday was August 22nd. My 21st. Oh, sorry.
Oh no.
Maybe he just keeps moving his birthday to confuse you, and you really had it right all along.
I feel like he's messing with me now. Is it really the 22nd? You know, I'm going to ask his brother because he has a twin and he can't lie to me. Ask him because I don't. I feel like he's messing with me now. But if it is the 21st, I am so sorry.
All Benedicts are trolls. That is what we know.
Hi,
Birthdays,
thanks
May
for
4th.
joining us.
Nice.
So their birthday's on May 4th, Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you.
Nice.
Awesome.
See, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Okay, maybe I believe you now. I am so sorry. Alrighty, so shall we start our first sprint?
Sure.
Okay, so is 40 minutes okay with everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go ahead and set a timer and then we can just all start reading.
Sounds good.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
How was your reading?
Very good.
Interesting.
What about you, Joanna and Lyra?
What about you, Lyra?
It's going well. I decided to switch and read the Final Empire instead, so I got a little ways into that, and I like it so far. So that's good.
I noticed that. I was surprised. Yeah, I've converted you to my Sanderson ways.
Yeah, hearing Joanna and the live show earlier, Alan's live show talking about it, made me think about picking it back up again.
Good.
All of
Is
you.
this your first time reading it?
I tried to read it before and got like 100 pages in, so I'm not up to the point where I left off last time. I decided to start from the beginning. But yeah, hearing everyone talk about Sanderson constantly has finally worn me down.
You're welcome.
Well, I'm reading Golden Sun, as I mentioned, and I'm kind of struggling. I did not like Red Rising very much. I had mixed feelings about it. Like I thought the plot was interesting, and I liked some of the plot twists in it. But I did not like the writing style. Like I just fought with the writing style the whole entire book. And this book started off a lot better for me, and I was getting into it, and then I just hit a part the last 20 pages or so where I'm like, I'm struggling again with it. So hopefully it'll get better again.
Yeah.
I'm really
Angela's
hoping-
having the same kind of reaction to Golden Sun.
You're
not alone.
Thank you, Angela. Oh my goodness. I really want to have something positive to say about it, though.
I actually picked up Red Rising about a week ago because my hold through Libby came through, and I didn't know if it was just part of the audiobook, but I also had difficulty staying engaged. So I put it down, and I'm not going to pick it back up until I have an ebook because I can't do the audiobook format.
Yeah.
I know Sharon was having trouble with the audiobook too.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just, I think it's the writing style personally. And it does improve in Golden Sun. I think at the beginning I was like, okay, I feel like I'm able to follow this a little easier, but his writing style is so choppy. And I just, I don't know. I don't know why. I'm used to reading sci-fi. I really loved like Leviathan Wakes, for example. And I don't know why I think it's the writing style though. And it's very fast. And usually like that is supposed to be a positive thing, like having a fast paced book. But for me, I might be weird, but I actually would be happy if it slowed down a bit and just took its time a little bit more. It's just constantly this and this and this and this. And I'm like, what? I'm getting a little seasick.
I'm just going to go back up to the top really quickly. There were some comments that I missed.
Mm-hmm.
So Angela says she's never actually done a reading sprint before. Do you mean like being live on a reading sprint or participating in a reading sprint? And then Sharon asked, Lyra, what are you reading?
Final Empire.
And then I'm so sorry if I mispronounce your name. Aaliyah Marie? Aaliyah?
That's what I would guess.
Okay. They're reading a Revolutionary War historical romance called Before the Scarlet Dawn. I haven't heard of that, but how are you liking it? It does sound like a lot of fun. Okay. So 23 pages. I read Malazan book so slowly.
Oh, me too. They take me twice as long to read as any other kind of book.
How is the writing style, Linda?
Oh, he has the most beautiful prose, but it's very dense, and there's just a huge cast of characters and a lot of different races and things like that. So I know for me, his prose is beautiful, but it takes me longer for whatever reason.
We already went through this one. Yeah, I only read about 20 pages too.
Yeah.
I feel like whenever I start a new fantasy series, it takes me a while to get into it and like acquaint myself with the world.
Mhm. For sure. That's where I am too, Angela. I'm 200 pages in. Part 2 has been better, but it's been a challenge. I don't love the foundation of Darrow's motives, and that's been hard for me. Yeah.
Well, I hope it gets better for both of you.
Thank you.
Not liking books during live shows can be fun too, because I remember Alan criticizing Promise of Blood, and that was just so funny.
I know.
Yeah, I didn't like Promise of Blood either.
I didn't either.
And I don't think we got a rant review from Joanna yet, ever. So.
Promise of Blood or on any book.
Or on any book, yeah.
Yeah. I got kind of close to it when I was talking about Red Rising, but I mean, there are things I like about it too. I'm trying. We'll see.
I also feel like not necessarily negative reviews, but if you strongly feel that you dislike a book, it's really helpful for readers to know as well, because they might be feeling the same thing. Like for me and Addie LaRue, it's super hyped. And I'm still on page 55, and I've been on page 55 for like 4 or 5 weeks. And I feel bad because everybody seems to love it, but I just can't get into it.
I totally hear you on that. I felt that way about Jade City because I feel like I was feeling like I am the only person who doesn't like that book. Like everybody loves Jade City. Everybody. Jeff doesn't. Jeff and I actually had the same opinions. And then Elliot Brooks said she didn't like it, and it felt so validating. Not that we're right, you know. I mean, of course, everybody loves it for a reason, for good reason. I hate bashing books. I don't want to be that kind of reviewer, but it just didn't click for me personally. And but yeah, it is validating when you hear somebody who also has similar feelings to you. It's like, oh, okay, it's not just me, maybe.
For me, it's hard to do negative reviews for 2 reasons. Mostly because when I got my MFA in creative writing, my advisor called me a generous reader, where no matter what I'm reading, I can always find something to take away from the book. So it's hard for me to talk even remotely negative about a book if I found like even one thing that I enjoyed in that book. But I also think of it like, because I came from that creative writing background, every book is someone's dreams and their hard work and their sweat and tears that they put into it. So I have a hard time saying negative things about someone's book, no matter how bad the book is. But I think I came as close as I can come to a rant review in the video I posted today about Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man by James Joyce, where I just I started that book back in November, and then I got distracted with the Shelf Space Readathon, and then I just moved on to other books, and I almost totally forgot about it. I'm like, okay, I have to finish this book, because I was like halfway through. So I started the audiobook, and I listened to the audiobook instead. But I still have no idea what happened in that book.
Yeah.
And that's, for me, that's normal with James Joyce, because I read Ulysses, and I was like, there's a lot of people drinking and complaining, and that's all I know that's happening in this book.
Yeah.
And Portrait of the Artist as Young Man is very similar.
Nice.
Agree, Angela. Angela did a really good said down there. There's a difference between a critical review and bashing review. Yes. I don't think it's bad to be negative so long as it's not disrespectful. 100%. Yeah.
I 100% agree with that as well, and especially being like a reviewer on BookTube, that's what we are essentially. And if people follow your reviews and they know that they either like similar books that you do, or they pick up books based on the books you don't like because maybe you have different tastes, it helps reader know before picking up the book if there's certain elements that they might not be drawn to, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, so Angela read 40 pages.
Nice.
Yeah, and we did pronounce it right.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So I think Greg is reading the Darker Shade of Magic series this month, right? Or you're starting it?
Next month, Lyra and I
Lyra,
are reading it and doing a live show.
Yes.
Yay! I'm excited to hear your thoughts on that book. That'll be cool.
Is this your first time with B.E. Schwab?
Yes.
Same.
Oh, neat.
And I hear very good things from like Jessie, the bookish mom, and stuff. And
Oh, yeah.
overall, everyone likes V.E. Schwab. So,
Hmm.
and
I'm
this
excited
sounds.
to hear your thoughts.
What did you say?
Oh, I'm excited to hear your thoughts.
Yes.
Oh yes. Yep. And it'll be fun to do live shows too. So, yeah,
When is the live show with you and Abby?
for Children of Time. I don't know. I have to message her, but I'm like always so last minute on things. I have to remember to message her tomorrow.
Did you finish it?
I'm like halfway through and I stopped because I want to have like some fresh thoughts in my head.
Yeah.
And I got distracted by other books. So
Yeah. I forgot what I was going to ask you. Never mind. Oh, what do you?
Sad.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask about Lightbringer. How's that going so far?
I like this book a lot more than the fourth book. Think the fourth book had like a lot more world building, it felt like, or there were like info dumps kind of, and I felt like I was getting too much like setup, but then the payoff is coming more in this final book. And,
Which series is this from?
Brent Weeks Lightbringer.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I like it, or I'm liking this book a lot more. But I hear the ending is very controversial, so
Mhm.
I will hold my final opinions.
Oh, that's exciting.
Mhm.
That's like the best feeling to finish a series or,
Yeah, I've not finished a series in quite some time. I keep starting series and they're just hanging there, and oh man,
same.
Same.
I feel like they're all in that boat.
yeah.
Yes. I've been so bad about it.
What happened to the like standalone books? Seems like everything is part of a series these days.
I know.
For real. So we do have some new people joining. Hi, Sarah. What are you reading? Sarah also has a channel here on BookTube. She reads every genre.
I need to subscribe to everybody's channel.
I need to reread the Lightbringer series. I listened to the audiobooks. From what I remember, I really like books 1 to 3, hated the Blood Mirror, and was just angry at the Burning Weight.
Oh no, that's not what I want to hear. The Blood Mirror was definitely the worst one, though. The book 4, definitely the worst so far.
What's the series about? I heard about it, but never like really looked into it.
Yeah, so there's like this magic system where you can like draft a light, and different people can draft different colors, and it like creates substances, and the different colors have like different benefits and stuff.
Mhm.
And like the substance is called Luxin, and you can like build things or like do things in like war with the substance. And yeah, the magic system is very creative, and it's kind of like the chosen one trope.
I read the first book and it was interesting. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't feel compelled to continue for some reason, but it was a very cool magic system, and I thought the world was pretty neat.
Yeah. A lot of the characters get better as the books go on, I think.
Yeah.
The first book, they were like Kip is like the main character who's a younger boy, like 15 or whatever. And he's very annoying early on, but he gets better. And like Karis becomes awesome. And yeah.
Yeah. The series gets a bit criticized for the frequent male gaze, which
There's like everyone gaze at all times for everyone. And there's like very juvenile jokes, which is funny sometimes, but there were like 5 of them in the last chapter I read. It was like, but yeah, I don't know. So kind of controversial, like fart jokes and stuff.
So Sarah says
Classy.
that she just finished the Black Flamingo. She's not sure what to pick up next, but she's taking her Enneagram test. And do you all know what yours is?
I am obsessed with the Enneagram.
You said the magic word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you ready for my lecture? No, I'm just kidding. Yes, I do. I am a type 6.
I'm a type 9.
What do they mean?
Ah. And Gregory is a type 6.
Yes, I'm 6.
And Lyra, do you know what you are? Oh, 4. That's right. I think I did know that. Okay, cool. Okay. I don't know how to explain it in a it's basically like a personality kind of framework, model theory, if you will. There are 9 different personality types, sort of, because each type can have a wing, and I don't know. It gets a little more complicated than that, but there are generally 9 different types, and it really depends on how you react to stress in a situation. Like if you're a type 9, you might be somebody who wants to go into your peaceful place or be non-confrontational and just be very peaceful and avoid conflict.
100%.
If you're a type 8, you might go like, rah, I'm gonna preferably just duke it out with you and tell you how it is, or I'm the friend who tells you how it is, kind of thing. Angela says she's a type 5. Type 5s might be kind of maybe more like research head oriented types. They tend to revert to the realm of ideas and thoughts a lot more than other types. So there are 9 types though, and then type 1s are the reformer type. They're the kind that kind of see the world as it should be and telling the world how it is. Type 2s are the givers. Those are the ones who like to think of others and put others first and give gifts and that kind of thing. Type 3 is kind of like the achiever type, the American influencer type. If you think of like those girls who take a million selfies, those type of people. The type 4, like Lyra, those are more the artist, creative, unique types. They sort of march to the beat of their own drum, but they have like a very unique presence that is very admirable in that way. I talked about type 5s, and then type 6s are the loyalists. And so we tend to gravitate towards certain beliefs. And let's see, first time I took it, about a mouse.
Yeah, that's what Joanna is.
No, I'm a 6. That's what you are.
Oh, that's what I am? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't even know what I am.
I'm a 6 with the 7 wing. Yeah. 6s are known for, well, the wing stuff gets really complicated, but the 6s are basically the loyalists. They're the type of friend that will be with you to the end. They're very dedicated, very loyal. I'm trying to think. There's a lot more to them than that, but I'm just being very generic for now. And then the type 7s are the kind that are very like the life of the party. I kind of suspect Alan might be a type 7, but I don't know. But they're just very like full of life and enthusiasm and just spontaneous. And then type 8s, like I said, they're the kind to like, rah, be confrontational and tell you. They're the friend who will tell you how it is. Those friends that won't lie to you. They'll just tell you the truth. Everybody loves to have at least one friend like that. And then the type 9s, like I said, are they're the peacemakers. They're the ones who bring harmony and peace. And, Katrina and Charmaine are also type 9s. So they make everybody feel safe.
Basically, the Enneagram test is another way for Kate, Charmaine, and Katrina to validate that they're twins.
Yeah.
We're the triplets. Also
triplets.
Hufflepuffs.
Hufflepuffs.
Yes. Oh, totally. Hufflepuff.
Edge dancers.
Yeah.
Everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's like every personality test Katrina, Charmaine, and I take, we get the same results, no matter what test it is.
That is so funny. Yeah.
I actually took the test a month ago, and I was a type 2, but I didn't know what that meant, and I don't know how you find out your wing. it was very complicated.
Yeah. The official test, the ready test, costs like $10. I have a very quick ready test. If anybody wants it, I could send it to them. Just DM me or something. Yeah, the type 2s. Oh, that's a lovely type. Yeah. It's a really interesting system, though. There's a lot more to it, but I've thought about doing a video on it. I thought at one point I was thinking it'd be cool to do a like Cosmere characters or Sanderson characters and their Enneagram types, because I kind of think some of the characters fall into those specific types pretty well. But then I don't know, maybe.
I think
Maybe that'd work.
Meredith from Mer Reads
Yeah.
has she at least started a series where she talks about different books that would fit different types.
Yes.
I don't know how far she got in it, but I know there's at least one video out there with her.
There's a
doing that.
couple. I think
Okay.
I don't think I've watched her last one, but I think she did one she got up to type 3.
Okay.
And I think she thought she was a type 3, so I need to go watch that. Yeah.
How many different types can Shallan have, though? That's the
Uh,
question.
I feel pretty certain Shallan is like either a 4 or a 5. Yeah.
Okay.
What would Benedict be?
What is Benedict? I don't know.
Hmm. That's a good question.
All of the above.
Yes.
Alrighty. One more person said April Fool's Day. I'm not sure what they meant, but yeah, April Fool's is coming. April is right upon us.
I forgot I had a plan for April Fool's Day from like a year ago, and then I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do it. But this year, I just remembered, oh, okay, secret plans. Okay, I'm very happy.
Uh-oh.
That sounds suspicious.
Sounds like a conspiracy theory.
Yes.
Oh. Oh, it says that that's a bot. Oh. Interesting.
That bot reminded me of something very important. And this is why I love bots. Everyone knows how much I love bots.
That's skeptical. I still don't believe that statement.
Anything with the last name Bakari says is a bot. That's good to know. All
I
right.
wonder
Are
if it
y'all-
means bot in some other language.
It
Like
could
robot
be.
or something.
That reminds me, I just finished a book. It's called Little Eyes by Samantha Schweblin. And she talks about these little robots that are called Kentuckys. And they're kind of like basically like pets that you can have that are like little robots. But the weird thing about them is that someone like is the robot. So I can like sign up to be a Kentucky, so I get to be in someone's home. And it was really weird and really creepy because you have a stranger in your house and you're not able to manually turn off the robot. The only one who can do that is the person controlling the Kentucky, which is a random stranger from any part of the world. It was a
Wow.
super interesting read.
Why would you sign up for that?
That's what I was asking myself. Yeah. I have no idea. That was a question that I constantly had in my mind. But also, why would you buy a Kentucky? Because they were like $2,000 for you to have a random stranger in your house
It's weird that you can't even control.
or talk to. Really, really interesting. Are
By
y'all
the
ready?
way,
for
Alicia,
the
your
first?
chair looks so comfortable.
Thank you. I got this. I always like to talk about this Papasan chair because they're super expensive, but we found this at the thrift store and I bought it for like $25.
That's
Nice.
amazing. I love a
Yeah.
good deal.
Me too.
Well, I have to head on out because I have work in the morning and I am a early bird person. I go to bed very early. So thank you for having me. It was fun to read with y'all. Hope to do it again soon.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
Say hi to the
Bye.
bots.
I will, Greg.
Bye.
And then
What
there
do you
were
need help with? We can help you. Let us know. Oh, can you please pitch Piranesi to me? Have y'all read Piranesi?
I want to because everybody keeps talking about how amazing that book is.
So Sarah just started it, and I believe like a day or two ago, and she was thinking of giving it a 1 star. Um, how can I pitch it to you? Did you read it in audiobook format, or did you read it in a physical book format? Because I feel like through audiobook, it's difficult to grasp the world. It's a very elusive type of book where you really need to be paying attention. Um, I'm not very good at pitching books. I read it and I am confused. I don't want to talk about spoilers. You know what? I'll talk to you about it offline because I don't want to give spoilers, but it is a fantastic book. I promise.
I've been avoiding some reviews for it because I've heard that it's best to go in kind of blind with that book. Is that true?
Yes, it is. The less you know about it, the better, in my opinion. Although Andy did read the synopsis, and she mentioned that it really helped her as a non fantasy reader to kind of allocate herself within the book and figure out from there what was going on. Because right at the beginning, you're thrown in, and it's not like a complex fantasy world. It's just the house, but it's like a complex house. And for people who don't read fantasy, I feel like it's very confusing because there's a lot of description and there's sort of like a mystery element to it that people get confused with.
Oh, cool. It sounds so interesting. I definitely want to give it a try.
I think you would like it.
Yeah, I really want to give it a try. Yeah. So when you're with your Enneagram type, your wing, which is kind of like your secondary type, is always going to be the number that's the next consecutive number. So it's either if you're a 2, your wing will either be a 1 or it'll be a 9. Or sorry, 2. Wait, 1 or 3. Sorry, 1 or 3. I can't think of it. Yeah, so it'll be a 1 or a 3. So you're probably a 2 with a wing 1. Although there's some idea, my friend who taught me about the Enneagram, he said to me that you have your dominant type. So like if you're a 2, your wing is a 1, that might be your wing. But then 3, the other consecutive number, will be what's called your shadow wing. So it'll be shadow aspects of yourself that you need to kind of work on and integrate too. So sometimes it's good to learn about the other 2 consecutive numbers as well.
That's good to know.
Yeah. So if you're a 2, it's good to learn a little bit about 1 and 3. I listened to the audiobook. Yeah, I think with those kind of books, magical realism or just kind of more abstract type of storytelling, I think it's usually better to have a physical copy or do like the immersion technique with both.
I agree. And it was also her very first fantasy book. I think you would definitely benefit from reading an e-copy just because of the structure of the way the story goes. It'll make a lot more sense if you read a physical copy. I promise. I promise.
For sure. Yeah. I know, like for me, I mean, even those of us who read a lot of fantasy still struggle trying to just listen to audiobook fantasy. I don't know. For me, that's still a struggle. I think Sanderson is like the one author I can listen to through audiobook and it be fine. But most of the time I have to read with my eyes.
So it looks like Angela left. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Angela.
And Aaliyah says that she's a type 2 overall.
Yeah. My mom's a type 2. Yeah.
Me too. I'm a type 2
Yay.
overall. I don't know what my wing is.
Yeah.
So are you guys okay with another reading sprint?
Yes.
Yeah,
Sure. How long?
it's up to y'all. What are you feeling?
What do you guys think? Maybe like 20, 30 minutes? What do you think?
I'm good with whatever.
We can do that.
Sure.
Do you want to do 25 then?
I can do that.
All right, I'll set it up then.
Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
So, how was your reading this time?
Mine got better, actually. I think things got a little better.
Nice. It's good to hear. I have to be honest, I barely read. I got kind of hungry, so I went downstairs and tried to find snacks, but I just decided against it. I'll just eat later. What about you, Lyra and Greg?
Mine went well. I'm enjoying it. I'm still not at the point I had gotten to before, but I have forgotten everything, so it's all new again.
What part are
Nice.
you in right now?
I'm on page 67, so not very far at all.
Who's your favorite character?
I like Kelsier so far. I also like, I mean, all of the, like, Kelsier, Vin, and Dachshund are all, like, so far nice characters.
Little by
Nice.
little, you start to fall in love with all of them. Or at least that's what happened to me.
Yeah, I love them all equally.
I kind of have an unpopular opinion, I guess, because I did like the main characters a lot in that series. Like I liked Vin and Kelsier, but I found the secondary characters just not very memorable. Like I don't really remember much about Breeze or Ham. Like they just kept kind of falling to the background for me, and I wanted more of them. I wanted them to come out and have more distinction, especially with the I don't know, but it might be just me.
I feel like you get a little bit more character development with them in the second book, or at least that's what I found. But you're right, they could have been fleshed out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
come to the front more in the second book.
I see Evie's in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Hey,
I was really
congratulations.
shocked because Evie does not like the Final Empire. Sorry, Evie, I'm calling you out. I saw
Ooh,
that in
that's
her video.
unpopular. Why don't you like the Final Empire? Let us know.
I think it's spoilery, the reason she didn't like it.
yeah, probably.
Oh,
Things happen. But yeah. Evie made a gif of me, so I'm officially a real person.
You're the mayonnaise, the man. That's not a real person. It's the opposite. of a person. She made you a fake person.
Yes,
Or something.
she made me a mayonnaise person.
By the way, I do have to say that, and this is probably unpopular too, but the first time I tried to pick up the Final Empire, I didn't like it either. I thought, and I was new to reading adult fantasy in general, so that's probably why, but I found the pacing to be extremely slow. And especially because I had just read a bunch of thrillers, going into the Final Empire was not it for me. But then after I picked it up again, the slow pace and the slow build really got me invested. But that first time, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's what happened to me too the first time. I just couldn't get into it because it was so slow, and I'd been reading like YA fantasy and thrillers that are all fast. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, poor Biscuit. Was it Biscuit?
Yeah.
This is a safe
No.
space.
No, it isn't, actually. You are correct, Evie. I live somewhat close to you, so yeah, definitely watch what you say. Just kidding.
I've been hanging out with some of the Malaz tubers on the Malazan Discord, and it seems pretty popular among people who love Malazan not to be big Sanderson fans, I've noticed, or like a lot of them.
Why is that?
Not all of them. Like Pete, for
Yeah.
example. Pete
Yeah.
likes both. Yeah. Geeklit Reads likes both, so there are definitely some who like both, but mayonnaise man.
See, I wanna advocate for Mayonnaise Man, but I hate mayonnaise so much that I
Ugh, me
probably
too.
shouldn't. I'm like very conflicted.
I love
Mayonnaise is
tomato.
nasty.
No, it's so good. Add a little bit of lime to it.
My husband and I were arguing about this the other day. He's like, "You like mayonnaise?" I'm like, "No, I don't," because I like, I'm vegan. So we do buy the Just Mayo, which is vegan mayonnaise, and I do like that. And he's like, "See, you like mayonnaise," but I'm like, "But it's different." Oh, Evie wrote something.
Oh,
Sorry, before that, just
Wow,
Oh,
Aaliyah Marie. Whoa, 90 more pages. Wow.
that's so fast. In 25 minutes?
I can't read that fast. I thought the plot was incredibly predictable. The characters fell flat, and the writing was nothing to write home about.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think from a non-fantasy reader, I didn't find the plot to be predictable. But I was a little bit disappointed with the writing style, if I'm being honest, when I first went into it. But I also feel like that lends to the popularity of his books because it's so digestible and so consumable that you can focus on characters and on plot. And, it's not a barrier to entry for people that are not fantasy readers.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and it's a good bridge too. I mean, the Mistborn, The Final Empire is sold in YA sections as well as in adult fantasy sections too, because the prose is just super straightforward and not very flowery at all.
Definitely. Wow, though, that's the first time I've heard someone not liking Mistborn.
I didn't think it was that predictable, I will say, but yeah.
90 pages. I know, me neither. 90 more pages to go. Oh, okay. We misunderstood. We thought you read 90 pages in 25 minutes. Like, wow.
32 is still pretty good.
That's way better than me. I'm a slow reader.
Me too. I will say that hearing Elle say that she didn't like The Final Empire when she first read it and didn't really get into it until Well of Ascension is making me reconsider continuing the trilogy.
Yeah, I think for me that was my experience as well. I was okay with The Final Empire, but I didn't feel like I really got into that series until the end of Well of Ascension. And then once I got towards the end of Well of Ascension, then I felt really, really gripped from then on. But even then, I wouldn't say it's my favorite series, or I don't know. It's good. I like it. I liked Vin personally. Even though she doesn't say anything most of the time, she's like a woman of few words.
Yeah.
I still liked her character, and I thought she had a really great arc from the beginning of the series to the end.
I think so too. And I haven't read Hero of Ages. I'm going to be reading that next month, but Well of Ascension was my favorite one so far. I like it more. And to that comment of Vin not being very vocal, I like that representation because I often feel like when we think of heroines in books, or the more popular ones are either, super strong and super vocal and, they know what they want. And I feel like having a character that represents people that maybe aren't as vocal, that they are a little bit shy and timid, but they're just as strong and have just as much conviction is super important. But
I thought she was very consistent, with her background, where she came from, the way her personality was. It felt to me, it was very consistent. It made a lot of sense. And the way she grew and changed also, to me, I felt like was a very logical arc.
I agree. I had a very poor reading experience with Elantris, so my plan was to give Brando Sando a third final chance with
The Way of Kings.
I love Elantris too. Evie. Evie, my poor heart cannot take this.
Elias says, I love the Skyward series by Brandon Sanderson, read it in 2019. Hey, there you go.
I love Skyward. I think for a while there, I was even like, is Skyward my favorite Sanderson book? Like, I loved it that much. It's like my favorite YA book.
I haven't read it. I really desperately need to read it. I still have it on hold through Libby, so I might pick it up if I still have it in April.
Yeah, I thought it was so good. I wasn't as crazy about Starsight, the sequel, but then Greg did such a great review on it that it actually uplifted my thoughts on it. So that's the power of BookTube there.
Yes. Yeah, I like it. I like Starsight so much that other people love it. So that's good.
You talked yourself into liking it more.
I did, yeah. I said that at the end of the review. Like,
you talked me into liking it more too.
Is it a duology or is it a trilogy?
I think it's going to be a 4-book series.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
2 more are coming out.
That's good to know.
Yeah. You are my nemesis. You are, and you're like literally Bizarro me in my Discord as well. You're like possibly Greg LaPerche or Misa Gregory LaPerche or yeah.
From a 10th grader now, it has really great world building.
Nice.
I haven't read it, but I will one day, sometime this year for sure. I will read it.
I just love that book. I thought he did a great job. I actually thought he did a really good job on even just some of the little details of space and anti-gravity and things like that. I don't know. I know Greg didn't like it as much as I did, but I loved it. Gregory, say anything?
Oh, sorry. Did you think I froze?
No. I was just waiting for you to say something about how, but never mind.
I did want to mention, if y'all want to participate, we are buddy reading Upon a Burning Throne next month in my Discord. So if anybody wants to join, and if you have time, and if that sounds interesting, please feel
I've
free to
heard
join.
great things about that book, and I've been really curious about it. Unfortunately, I just know I'm not going to have time. My TBR is it's just a struggle right now with the Malazan. If I weren't reading Malazan, I would have so much more space, but I haven't gotten to Midnight Tides, which I plan to get to this month. And then I definitely am starting Assassin's Apprentice next month. Did you read that, right? At least.
No, I'm starting it this month. I'll start it once I'm finished with The Killing Moon.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yay. So we'll be reading it semi-close to each other. That'll be cool.
Yeah, I think it'll probably be the last book that I pick up in March, so it will most likely bleed into April because I have a lot of really big books right now. Like I'm in the middle of The Killing Moon. I haven't finished The Starless Sea. I'm also reading In the Woods by Tana French, and that's 500 pages, and I'm only on page 200.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on that one when you're done, because I read it a few years ago and I had opinions.
In the Woods?
Yes.
Did you like it or did you dislike it?
We'll talk after you're done. I have really mixed feelings about it. So, and they're spoilery, so.
I understand. I can't say that it's different from what I thought it would be. I went into it thinking it was a thriller, but it's more of a crime novel, which I didn't expect. So that definitely threw me for a loop. So I had to readjust my expectations, but now that I have, I'm getting into it.
That's good.
I love the cover of that book.
It's gorgeous.
Cool.
What is that book about that you're reading, Upon a Burning Throne?
It's like an Indian-inspired fantasy, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, and I heard Starla from Starla Reads just rave about it. And I haven't read anything that's been Indian-inspired yet, so I'm excited to dive into it. Hi, thanks for joining. What are you reading?
What's up, James?
I want to be a medical engineer, so I am really into the science and fantasy realm.
Nice.
That's amazing. I love when books connect to other areas of your life. Have you read Leviathan Wakes by any chance? Putting it out there. My husband and I are going to be reading Tender as the Flesh soonish. Did you wind up liking it, Alicia? I have been avoiding your review, even though I think you labeled it as spoiler-free. It is spoiler-free. I did like it. It wasn't an enjoyable read. I'll just be upfront about that. Because it was, the way that she wrote it, it made it feel very possible for something like that to happen in our world, even though it's kind of out there. So, for those of you who don't know, Tender as the Flesh is about this dystopian world where, like, there's a virus that all of our like animals contract, and because of that, we can't eat animal meat anymore. So there's a government-sanctioned program to breed humans and eat human flesh. So it's kind of an out there concept, but the way that she writes it is just so believable. Like, you think that it could happen in our world, especially with like our current day and age stuff. But yeah, so it wasn't an enjoyable read, but it was a good read, and it was really thought-provoking for me. Let me know how you like it.
I did see your review of that, and it sounded so intriguing.
Yeah.
It's a good horror book to pick up if you like horror and dystopian books.
I don't usually like either of them, but I still really like the concept because I think that's like got some powerful social commentary there.
Definitely, especially coming from an Argentinian author, because Argentina exports a bunch of meat. It's like 90% of their exporting goods. So definitely a big criticism to her own country. I normally like creepy and weird books, but Tender as the Flesh is just a little too creepy and weird. It's definitely very gory. If you're into body horror, that's one that you'll like. But if you don't like body horror, I wouldn't recommend picking it up.
That sounds tough.
Yeah. Cool. So do you all want to do another sprint? How are we feeling?
I think I need to go ahead and retire. My brain is starting to shut off. It generally shuts off after 9 anyway, but yeah, I think I'm gonna retire. What about you guys? Are you guys gonna stay up and read more?
I can stay awake if
Yeah,
people are
that's
staying
good.
awake.
Okay, we can do another sprint.
Well,
All
I'm
right.
going to take off. Thank you all for letting me sprint with you. This was
Yep.
so
Good
fun.
having you.
For joining.
Yay. And bye, everybody in the chat. All right, we'll see y'all.
Bye, chat.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. That's so creepy. Yes, it is. It is really creepy. Evie says she's reading Dead House Gates, and the opening scene in the prologue was beyond gory and disgusting, so I should be prepared. That's a Malazan book, right?
I think so. Our Malazan expert just left.
Yeah.
I think it might be. No, I haven't read Leviathan Wakes yet. We'll definitely check it out. Do you have a spoiler-free review on it? Yeah, I have a review on it. I can't remember if it's spoiler-free, but it will say on the video, and I usually talk spoiler-free at the beginning of the videos. Then when I do go into spoilers, I let you know. So it's safe to start watching it if you want to check that out. But it's a nice long series that's about to come to an end this year. Leviathan Falls comes out sometime this year, and it's the final book, and I think it's like the 8th or 9th book in that series. Yes, it is. Hi, Rima. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome back.
I just mentioned that we're going to buddy read Upon a Burning Throne in April.
Oh, Rima's reading that with you? Awesome.
And Fish and Miriam.
Awesome.
Cool.
Good group.
How long do you want to sprint for?
I'm good.
Yeah, up to you guys.
Is it okay if we do another 40-minute one?
Yeah.
Okay. I just really like long sprints, but I could tell that Joanna wanted a shorter sprint earlier.
Yeah, she wanted to go to bed.
So I was like, okay, fine. Cool. Let me just get to these 2 comments. The first sci-fi I really got into was The Fifth Wave. I haven't read that, but I do have the book, so it is on my physical TBR. Me too. Alrighty, so I'll set it up.
Sounds good.
Okay. Hello, hello, everybody.
Hello.
I just realized you both are drinking. What are you drinking?
Pineapple cider.
Nice.
Very hippie looking bottle of wine.
Why did I think that said red rum or red rum?
Humdrum?
Yeah. That's what first came to my mind. Nice.
It's rum in a wine bottle. No, not really.
I was going to have some wine today, but I went with coffee. Maybe I'll have some wine later. We'll see.
Yeah, coffee's good. You can't start drinking wine if you're starting the stream at 4:30.
That's true. Let's see. So this was, I think, for the fifth wave. Evie left. Bye, Evie. I don't know if you're still here. I just took a shower, going to read some more before I head to bed. I have tennis practice after school this week. I'm so excited. Well, I hope tennis goes well. And thank you so much for joining us.
I played tennis in high school. It was a bunch of fun.
I've never played tennis before. Well, okay, I played once, but it was just for fun after school. And I remember my arm was sore for like 3 days afterwards.
Yeah, if you like play a lot more than you're used to, they call that tennis elbow or whatever. And yeah, I've had
What's
that.
tennis elbow?
Or it's like when your arm's sore. It's like the area of your arm that's sore.
Oh.
It's like, yeah.
Nice. What are you guys reading?
Still reading The Burning White. I saw Lyra changed and my heart broke.
I needed a break.
No, it's all right. It's understandable.
That's fair. I heard listening to the audiobook while reading The Final Empire helps.
Yeah, I might try that. I just am still not used to adult fantasy yet, so I can only handle so much before I'm like, okay, I need something a little faster paced.
So what's the new book that you're reading?
It's called Sleep. It's a closed circle suspects mystery, which right now we're just kind of like getting the build up for that. So that should be fun. I love murder mysteries.
I haven't really gotten into murder mysteries yet. I just haven't tried a book so far, but one day.
They're fun.
Which one would you recommend?
You know, for it being like my favorite subgenre, I have not actually read many that I would highly recommend. So I'll get back to you on that.
Sounds good.
Oh, hey, Charmaine.
Hello.
Hello.
Can we play Among Us? I haven't played Among Us in a hot minute.
Yeah, I played it when it came out, and then I haven't played it in quite some time.
Yeah.
It was fun though. Although every time I was the suspect, I would die. Sorry, they would catch me within like that first round because I didn't know how to work the vents, or I would be too slow at killing someone, so they would catch me. I never succeeded.
Oh no.
I know. I finished my historical romance. I read 40-some pages, rated 5 stars. Yay! What a great way to end the night. And then you have tennis practice. That's going to be amazing. I think I'm going to head to bed, work tomorrow. Read well, y'all. Thanks for stopping by.
Good night.
Oh. Yes!
It is.
Okay, glad I'm not the only one who thinks that.
I'm a seasoned expert at being a evil liar / mafia person, werewolf, in all those types of games. So, yeah, I'm not too bad at the imposter just because I'm very well practiced.
I get too kill happy. I get careless and get caught.
That's me. I can see that, Greg, though. You're very sneaky.
Yes. Yep.
How is your
I'm like,
week
what?
going?
Me? What?
Not me. Well, how is your reading going so far?
Mine, oh, it's good. It's good. So that fart joke I talked about like an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that was brought up again, and then one person pretended to not get the joke. So then this like not funny joke had to be explained, which made it pretty funny.
Nice. I am having a little bit of difficulty with the Killing Moon. I didn't realize it was multiple POV, so every single chapter there's brand new characters, and yeah, I'm just having a little bit of trouble. The plot hasn't really picked up yet. Still a lot of world building, but it's kind of early to tell. I'm intrigued, but it's a little bit confusing. So we'll
Nice.
see where it goes from there.
How far in are you?
I just made it to chapter 5. So I'm about 60 pages in. I haven't even made it a quarter of the way yet.
Mm.
But we'll see. Angela loves this, so I feel like I just need to get more into it, and then I'll start to like it. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully.
I know. I think this is a great segue. Do you all want to keep sprinting?
I could do one more.
I could do one more.
Okay, so we're going to do one more after we're done chatting. We can play Among Us another night because I don't even think I have it on my phone right now. But yes, we can play another night for sure. Here we go. Alrighty, so how long do y'all want the next sprint to be?
Up to you. We can do 40 again since you're the one who has the preference.
Yeah, I don't have a preference.
Okay, we can do shorter ones too.
40's fine.
40.
Okay. That sounds good to me. Hopefully by then the plot picks up and I can tell you guys a little bit more, because right now I'm just really confused on this whole plot. But it's like a really intriguing concept so far. They it's in a world where the only law is peace, and they have people who kind of keep the peace by going into their dreams, and if your dreams are too chaotic or there's some semblance of evil, you get killed basically. And they harvest energy from your dreams to heal people on the outside, but it's still really confusing. That's all I can say about it right now.
That sounds kind of confusing. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see.
Nice.
No, maybe I'll pick up in the woods during the sprint. Yeah.
Probably. Change of pace is always nice.
Agreed. Well, that plot sounds so cool. It is. It's super cool. I need to be less confused. And maybe it's a me problem. I'm still pretty new to adult fantasy. I haven't read too many adult fantasy books. So maybe I'm just slower at picking things up.
Yeah, I think you'll get there. Fantasy writers always hide stuff, and they're I don't know. Yeah, it's usually confusing at the start of books, so you just have to roll with it.
Yeah, that's how I was with City of Stairs. When you're just thrown into that courtroom, I was like, what's going on? And I was confused for the next 2 or 3 chapters, but then it slowly started to come together, and I really enjoyed it overall.
Yeah, that courtroom chapter was pretty long, and I was totally irrelevant. At the end of the chapter, all the characters were like, "This is so irrelevant," and I'm like,
Yeah.
Why did we read all this then?
I feel like that was the info dumpy chapter though,
Yeah.
trying to get us acquainted with everything going on.
Yeah, I kind of like that chapter, but it was definitely not needed for the plot.
Agreed. Okay, well, I'll set up the next round of reading sprints and we'll check in 40 minutes.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Nice.
Hey there.
Hello.
How did your reading go?
Pretty good.
Oh, is there? My bad. I had the video pulled up on my phone. I'm still confused.
Oh no.
I know. I went to Angela's channel because she has a spoiler-free review of this duology, and it makes more sense now with her explaining the elements that I'm not putting together. But I'm not there yet. Maybe once I'm halfway through. Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'm sorry you're confused.
Maybe it'll get better.
I too am more confused, unfortunately, because like they're introducing these prophecies and stuff, and I'm like, oh, geez, what does this mean? I'm supposed to be confused, though. I think.
Okay. So is this the last book in the Lightbringer series?
Yes. Yep.
Is it building momentum and like is everything coming together in the way that you thought it would?
No. But like everything is kind of coming together. But yeah, the plot twists throughout the series have kept me on my toes. I can't predict anything, and I like always have a conspiracy for everything, and even my conspiracies aren't insane enough to like fit into the story. So yeah.
I feel like that's a good sign of a good ending, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm like not even halfway through yet, though. So, but
That's
yeah,
a big book.
it is. Yeah, and I think like I checked book 4, and they made the margins so much smaller in this book, and like the print is smaller. Like, but like it like looks like the same size, but it's not. This is definitely way more words. And I'm like, I wonder why I'm going through this so much more slowly.
It's
But yeah.
misleading.
Yep. Very, very misleading.
I'm just going to go through the comments really quickly. It is a very quick read. This is a middle grade book that she was talking about. And my recent reads have been Ashes by Catherine Lasky, We Band of Angels by Elizabeth M. Norman, The Meeting Place by Janet Oak, Before the Scarlet Dawn by Rita Gerlach, all 5-star reads. I haven't heard of any of these books or authors, but I'm always looking for new author and book recommendations. And if they're 5-star reads, I'll go ahead and check them out. And then the middle grade one was 4 out of 5 stars. I also prefer 200 to 500 page books. Read 11 pages in Daybreak. Boop, boop. Thank you for joining, Claudia. I haven't read Illuminae, but it's on my physical TBR. Have y'all read any of the books that were mentioned?
No. Never heard of them.
Same. That's nice. I like hearing of books that aren't like being circled around through like BookTube, Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, well, since that was the last sprint, thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope you guys had a good time reading and that you guys had a good time chatting.
Thank you so much for hosting. This was fun.
Yes, definitely fun.
Yeah, of course. So I guess we'll end it here. Don't forget to water your plants and feed your pets and to wear sunscreen.
None of those apply to me, but I will do all of them. I will fill a dog bowl for a non-existent dog. I will do it.
Sounds good. Alrighty. Good night, y'all.
All right. Good night.